Hey friends, welcome back to Llamamakayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I'm so happy you stopped by for a visit today. I always enjoy visiting with you guys, and every day that I get to visit with you makes me happy, so here we are. So today we're going to have a little chat, so I thought maybe you might want to pause the video and grab you a drink and a project to work on. And I'm working on a project right here, and I'm going to chat, and today I'm going to share my crochet journey. This is what I'm working on today, and you might have seen this in a video, Wednesday's whip video. I'm still working on it, so I thought we would chat while I'm working on this. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to share my crochet journey with you guys. So, way back when, a good while ago, I used to have 10 fingers. Okay, so I have 5 fingers now, but I used to have 10 fingers. And when I had 10 fingers, I would sit with my good friend Shalita. Hey, Shalita and Noah. I used to sit and visit with Shalita while she was knitting or crocheting. I had no desire whatsoever to crochet or knit or do anything involved in yarn. That was just no interest to me whatsoever. I was an artist. I painted. I spent just every day painting. But anyway, so I would sit with Shalita, and she would knit, she would crochet. She taught her kids to crochet, and I can't remember if they all knit. I know the youngest one can knit, Noah can knit, but I don't know. I can't remember if her other two can knit also. But anyway, she taught them all to crochet. And so she saw the importance in crocheting. I didn't see the importance. She tried to teach me to crochet one night. First off, I didn't want to do it. Confession time, Shalita. I didn't want to do it. You made me do that against my will. I just didn't want to do it. I mean, didn't have interest in it, and I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I didn't understand what I was doing, what I was looking for. I couldn't hardly see the stitches. I have vision issues, and so I couldn't even see the stitches, or I didn't understand what I was even supposed to do. So anyway, and Shalita kept saying, you're getting it, you're getting it. And I'm just like, I ain't getting nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. And so, so anyway, that was the only time I even attempted something like that. And I moved on, came back home and painted. Anyway, so in 2013, I started losing fingers due to Raynaud's. And I think I had lost about 3 or 4 fingers at this time. I mean, I lost fingers like every few months, starting in 2013. About every 6-8 months, I was losing a finger. Well, that started in 2013. In 2016, our home flooded. We had a horrible flood here in upper Louisiana. We got a ton of rain dumped on us in a very short period of time. And it just flooded everywhere. It was just ridiculous how it just flooded everyone's homes. And so we lost everything. I lost all my art supplies, my paints. I had a humongous collection of art supplies, just this and that and everything else. Scrapbook papers, art journals, canvases, paint, Cricut machine back then it was with the cartridges. I lost all my artsy stuff. And so that was kind of devastating. But anyway, at the time, that wasn't that important because was, kind of lost our house. We had to gut our house down to the 2x4s and redo the whole house. So that took a while. That took us a good while to get that done. It was a lot of work, and it just that was our focus. Like, that's the only thing we did was work on our house. Well, Big Daddy had to work, but the boys and I, worked on the house continuously every day, trying to get it where we could move back into our home. Okay, so we finally got our house done and moved back in. Okay. I didn't have nothing to do. Like, I was bored out of my mind because I didn't have anything to do. I had lost all my arts and crafts stuff and paints and canvases and just everything artsy that I would have enjoyed doing. I lost it all. So I didn't have any of that. Okay, so I guess, probably a few months went by or something. And the boys and I were in Walmart in the town that Big Daddy works in. And they had, we was just kind of walking around. I think it was wasting time to go meet him or something. I don't know. But anyway, I saw this long loom, a knitting loom, that was on clearance for $3. Okay, so while I sat with my friends and they crocheted and stuff, I secretly wanted a big crocheted scarf. But I never told anyone that because I didn't want them to, make me one. I didn't want to ask them to make me one. So I saw that loom and I said to my son Dakota, I said, I wonder if I could do that. And he said, well, it's only $3. If you can't do it, you can just give it to somebody else. You've only lost $3. I was like, yeah, that's right. So I went over and looked at the yarns, and I ended up picking out homespun. I didn't know any better. I didn't know what kind of yarn to get. I knew nothing about yarns whatsoever. I didn't even know yarns had a weight. I didn't even know about blends or anything. So anyway, I picked up this yarn homespun because it was purple and gray. And at the time, I'm sure I had purple hair. So anyway, I got that and came home, read the directions, and started trying to make the scarf. Okay, so I made a scarf. It turned out really nice. It did. And then I was like, oh, what else can I make? And so I got to searching and I found YouTube and I was looking at things on there, looking for things I could make. Well, then I realized I needed some round looms. So I bought some round looms and I was making hats and scarves and just enjoying that, Well, eventually I got tired of making hats and scarves. Like, I'm in Louisiana. You only need so many hats and so many scarves, okay? You just don't need, and I made them for everybody I knew. So anyway, I've looked around on YouTube and somehow or another, Terry at Yarn Joy Podcast was suggested to me from YouTube. So I started watching Terry. Now she crochets and she was crocheting like adorable amigurumis and just fun things like that. And I was like, that's what I want to make. I want to make stuff like that. So, and then about that time, Ella from No Catchy Name was also recommended by YouTube to me. So I subscribed to Terry and Ella, and I was watching their videos they would put up every week. And I was just like, yeah, this is what I want to make. I want to make animals and, fun things like that. I don't want to just make hats and scarves. And so there wasn't any good patterns or anything for little animals and such like that. I did find some videos online, but they weren't clear. They weren't easy to follow. Like the person who made the videos, she would start the video like halfway into the project, and they weren't helpful at all. They were not easy to follow. They did not speak to me. So, but they did speak to other people. It just didn't click with me. But most videos for loom knitting was hats and scarves and blankets. Okay. So anyway, I decided that I was going to make those animals and stuff that Terry and Ella was making. So I would look at what they made, and I was just making the shape and putting it together to recreate what they made. So mine was in knitting on a knitting loom, and theirs was in crochet. And so I was proud of myself for doing that. And then I decided that I would just start a YouTube channel and share what I was making on the loom, because most everybody thinks on a loom you can only make hats and scarves and blankets, and pretty much that's what people make, right? But that's not what I wanted to make. So I started a YouTube channel, and I was sharing the animals and stuff that I was making on my looms. And so Terry and Ella was calling their little things they was making amigurumis. Well, I didn't really know what amigurumis was, but so I started calling the animals and such that I was making, I would call them Llamagurumis. And I don't know if I made that up. I don't know. I didn't hear it from anywhere else, but that's what I was calling them, was Llamagurumis, because I was making mine on a loom, and so I thought that was clever. And I would, like see what they made, and then I would kind of copy what they made and try to make it, recreate it on a loom. Like I would challenge myself. And so anyway, then Ella was telling about stringy ding dings patterns, and so the patterns weren't helpful at all, because that doesn't mean anything in loom knitting. A crochet pattern does not translate, does not do anything for loom knitting. So I would go over to Stringy Ding Ding's website and look at the pictures, and I would recreate on my looms. And, Stringy Ding Ding Olive, she knows that I was doing that. And Ella and Terry both know that I was, doing what I was doing, recreating things that they would make on the looms. And so then I started buying some crochet books, like that book, The Whimsical Stitches. I bought that strictly for the pictures, because the crochet part meant nothing to me. I just got it so I could look at the pictures and recreate the pictures. Okay, so I was having fun doing that, and in 2019, I loom knitted all kinds of stuff: blankets, hat and scarf, shawls, poncho, shawls, scarves, all kinds of different things, all kinds of animals, purse, socks. I was loom knitting everything possible that I could come up with to loom knit. So I entered a lot of that stuff in the fair and had great success. Okay. Well, while I was getting all my fair stuff together, Gina Lay, who was a loom knitter, but she also, I guess, knew how to crochet, she posted crocheting a blanket. And so I told her that I was right in the middle of getting stuff ready for the fair with my looms, but let me get my stuff in the fair and recover from that, and I'm going to be back, because I'm going to learn to crochet. And so that's what I did. I went back and watched her video. I watched other videos on YouTube, and I learned to crochet for real. And so I was loving it. So that's how I came about crocheting. And then, I don't know, I was just crocheting different things. And I've just, in Louisiana, really and truly, shawls are not practical. I mean, to have a couple, yeah, that's practical. But to, just crochet that over and over and over is not practical in Louisiana. And hats, I do have a lot of crochet hats or loom knit hats. And I do wear those in the wintertime because I have to keep my core body temp up for my Reynolds purposes and for my hands. So I do have a lot of crocheted or loom knitted hats for that purpose, and I do wear them throughout the winter. But somehow or another, I've just stumbled upon making amigurumis, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy the challenge of making those. What I really like is just seeing them come a lot to life. Like, you make this piece, and you make all these pieces, and as you put them together, it just, it takes on a life of its own and creates a little character there, and I really like seeing all that come together. But, I wanted to share how I came about crocheting. I was a loom knitter who wanted to make all that cute stuff. And Ella and Terry was making so much cute stuff, and I, secretly wanted to do that. I didn't think I'd be able to crochet. First, I really thought because of my eyes, I wouldn't be able to crochet. Is what I was thinking, actually. And then my hands, played a factor in it. I didn't know really like how to hold yarn. And you can see here, this is how I hold my yarn. I hold my project with these two fingers, and I hold my yarn in my pinky there. So, I just had to find my own way, whatever was comfortable and worked for me, because I did see videos where people say, this is how you hold your hook, and this is how you're supposed to hold your yarn. Well, if you don't have enough fingers to hold it that way, you just find what works for you and what's comfortable for you. That's what I did. So anyway, I'm glad that I did learn to crochet. It has opened up a whole new world for me, just making, fun things and enjoying it. I have so much fun with crocheting. Like, crochet really gave my life purpose again, because I had gotten so sick, I just wasn't able to do things that I used to do. And it gave me something to do. It kept me busy. It gave me a creative outlet, because I am a creative person and I have to get that creativity out. So I often say crochet saved my life, and that is the truth. It really just gave me purpose again. It gave me something to do to keep me busy, so I didn't go crazy. Because I am the type of person that I would go crazy if I didn't have something to do. But anyway, that's my crochet story. And I am enjoying it to the fullest. If you've been around my channel, you know that I'm crocheting up a storm. I often say I'm crocheting until my fingers fall off. And I'll crochet until the last finger is gone, and then I'll probably be trying to figure out how to do more. So, while I was loom knitting, I did lose another finger. I think I don't know if I had lost 2, 3, or 4 when I started loom knitting, but I eventually, lost 5 in total. And I know I was loom knitting on that last one. But anyway, so, I just didn't let, I often say, like, this is my motto. There's a lot of things I can't do, but there's things I can do. So I'm not going to let those things that I can't do stop me from doing what I can do. And so I figured out a way to do this, and I'm doing it and loving every minute of it. So I'm thankful that I do have a YouTube channel, and that I've met all of you, and that I met Terry and Ella way back when. And also, I'm thankful for all the other YouTubers who were supporting me and watching my videos, even when I was loom knitting and they were crocheters and did not loom knit. That was like just really special to me. I would tell Big Daddy or my kids, I was like, all of my viewers are crocheters. Like, I don't even have any viewers that's loom knitters. And that's the way it was in the beginning. I think I do have some loom knitter viewers now. And I still might loom knit some. But crocheting is so much faster than loom knitting. That's why I just crochet what I can, more. I do still like a loom knitted hat over a crochet hat. I just like the look of knitted versus the crochet. So I do like to loom knit my hats, but and crochet hats too. I do have some projects that I want to do on the loom, so I probably will do some of those again in the future. You just never know. You never know. I want to actually get some things set up a little differently for me so that my knitting machine is out where I can easily use it and I don't have to it's not an act of Congress to get it out to be able to use it, because right now it's put away and I need it set up so I can use it. So I have knitting machines and I enjoy using those. I like the hats on the knitting machines too. I just like the way they work up. But yeah, guys, I am so glad that I did learn to crochet. And it means a lot to me to have something to do and to be able to create. I don't paint anymore. This has gotten pretty long. I don't paint anymore because my hands, it become hard to do fine lines. That become kind of hard to do. So one day I was working on a project and I told my son Dakota, I said, I think this might be my last painting because it's just too difficult. Now, a lot of paintings I just did with my hands and just smeared paint all over the place, and I enjoy doing that. But then sometimes you do have to paint inside the lines. And it depends on what you're painting, and the purpose of what. But, when people would ask me to paint certain things, I would try to paint what they wanted. But anyway, yeah, I used to do a lot of mixed media art and things like that, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But the painting was kind of hard on my hands to hold a small paintbrush and focus on little lines, and my hands would shake, and I drop things all the time. Like when I'm crocheting, I drop my crochet hook over and over and over. And so when I'm, trying to eat something, I drop my fork or spoon over and over and over. So when you're painting and you're dropping your paintbrush and messing up your artwork, it's very aggravating. So, yeah, I stopped painting. I do have a little every now and then I do some kind of little painting project. I bought a little wooden piece at Target here a couple weeks ago that I plan on painting to put into the fair. So, I might paint something every now and then, which that's not really like an artistic painting. It's just painting a piece of wood. It's a shape that I'm going to be painting. And so, yeah. Ginger, Elijah's big dog, is laying here right behind me. So anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by for a visit today. I hope that you learned something about me. I hope I told you something you didn't already know. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye, friends.